highlighted
Well,
my
now the party can start. I
Okay,
I
just
don't
I'm.
want to
even
say that.
see you.
I am starting and I am recording.
Ah,
Just saying. Okay, so I just want to tell you all that I am going to mute you all. Please, um, feel free to unmute yourself when you have questions. Whoops. Yes, continue. Oh, I don't remember ever having a prompt like that. Okay, anyway, please feel free to unmute yourselves whenever you need. So the series of calls that we have been doing are the 4 vital behaviors. Last week we talked about personal development. Today we are talking about inviting and why it is so important for you to invite in this business. So I think there's a massive misconception overall about what inviting means. And I think sometimes we may think of like what I would call a cold invite, or maybe it's a warm invite. So what is a warm invite? What is a cold invite? What is inviting? I'm going to talk about all of those things, and then I will open up for discussion. So a warm invite is maybe somebody that you've already been talking to about what you're doing. What is inviting? Stop. Hold on, let me start over. What is inviting? Inviting is just talking about what you're doing. It doesn't mean you're saying, literally saying, I want you to join me. Will you join me? And you're trying to make a sale there. And I'm going to say sale because really I understand that we're changing lives and we're helping people. But when it comes down to it, we are in the business of sales. We are selling ourselves. The products pretty much sell themselves. So inviting, it doesn't necessarily mean you're asking the question, do you want a challenge pack? Inviting is you're sharing your story and you're talking to other people about it. So it could be as simple as forming with somebody. So you're asking them questions, you're talking to people. For instance, I'm going to use Jenny as an example because she made a post today, which is super proud of you for doing that. So she made a post today about how she's already lost 2 pounds or 3 pounds this week. She's back on her Shakeology. She's doing her workouts. She's super excited. She's starting a challenge group, all of that. So you could just be talking to these people. Like, I know a bunch of us were coaches that ended up posting on there, but like there's somebody that asked you a question. So your inviting is just forming. Like somebody says, oh, hey, what are you doing? You could simply just be talking about what it is that you're doing. Or you could say, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to join me? That's also inviting. And I would say that's a warmer invite is somebody that you know, right? It's friends, it's family. Those are people that you know. They're going to know that you're doing this stuff because you're going to be talking about it. They're going to be the people that are seeing the changes happening in you first, sometimes before we even see those changes. But those are going to be the people that are around you, around in your life. They're going to be, like I said, friends, families, coworkers. For those of you that are working outside of your home, that's kind of like your warm market. Okay. Maybe you have a bunch of friends on Facebook that are like from high school, or maybe they're from college and you don't talk to them all the time. That might end up being a cold invite. So cold invite is when you are, and cold invites don't typically work really well. For some people, they work amazingly. And I'm going to talk about Instagram in a minute because apparently Instagram is very different as far as cold invites go. Because I did a training video and she talked predominantly about almost doing cold invites. Like she calls Instagram her cold market. There are not people that are on Facebook that are on her Instagram. They're mostly people that she doesn't know. Hence why she calls that her cold market, and she does mostly cold inviting because it's not people that you have any sort of established relationship with or acquaintanceship with. So why is inviting important? Inviting is important because, like I said, let's face it, we are in the business of sales. Sales is what we are doing. Yes, we are selling ourselves because the products can sell. We are selling ourselves, like me. Hey, what's up? We are selling. Beachbody does tons of marketing of their own. So we don't really need to market the products necessarily. We want to market ourselves. Why should they choose you to be with you? That's going to come from you sharing your story. That's going to come from you sharing your journey, your ups, your downs, and everything in between. So who invites on a regular basis? I'm going to probably say that most of us are doing that at this point, right? Who feels, because now there's veterans that are on here and there's not. So of the veteran coaches that are on here, do you find inviting to be hard, easy? What would you say?
All right, I'll go first, I guess. I've been a coach for almost 4 years, and I still find it sometimes to be difficult. It depends on my frame of mind, and that all goes back to the personal development from last week. If I'm super confident in myself, then I have no problem reaching out and doing that quote unquote cold inviting. And I find that over the last few years, it goes in waves. There are times where I can literally just message somebody and say, hey, so-and-so, how are you? Message something that went on, that they posted about. I don't know if you're working on any health and fitness goals right now, but if you are, something like, I run private online health and fitness groups, and I don't know if there are any health and fitness goals you're working on now, ? Like that kind of just a quick blah, blah, blah. And there are times where it seems like I just hit them at the right time and they respond and become a customer. And then there are times where it's crickets and I get nothing. So, but I really feel like it all goes on. They sense your excitement and they sense if you're genuine, versus like looking for like that sale. And there's a way to do it without being that pushy salesperson that none of us are. And I had somebody who is in a competing company message me. Obviously she didn't look at my profile, total cold invite. And when I responded, thank you, I'm not interested. I'm a Beachbody coach. I drink Shakeology and I do my home workouts. And she was like, oh, well, what about hair growth? Are you interested in hair growth? And I was just like, I can't even. It was just like so salesy. So I think that if you personalize it just a little bit based on, obviously you have to check out their page. There's a lot of different companies that people are working for. And you just personalize a little bit, then sometimes a cold invite will work.
Okay. Melissa made a face. So Melissa, when I said, do you find it to be hard or do you find it easy? You were like, and so I would like you, since
I made a face.
Since you made a face, what was the face about?
I agree with Danielle. It definitely depends on mindset. And I think it also depends on how consistent I've been with just having conversations with people. I feel like inviting can feel overwhelming if I've dropped the ball and stopped checking in with people or stopped interacting with people, because then I feel like I have no basis for taking that conversation to the next level. So when I've been just having normal conversations with people who have either commented on my posts or liked my posts, or people who keep showing up in my newsfeed, if I have stopped doing that, hey, you've popped up in my newsfeed, it must be a sign that I'm supposed to be touching base with you or saying hi because we haven't talked to each other in forever, it's been since, whatever, how are you? When I've stopped doing those type of conversation and forming conversations, I guess, inviting seems so much harder for me because I feel like I'm stepping into a cold invite or I don't even know where to start. So the consistency is not only on the front end of our pages when it comes to posting and sharing our journeys, it's also on the back end of doing what we do as coaches, and that is connecting with people.
I'm so glad that you said that. So in talking about forming, Okay, so a lot of times it's just sending a message like, "Hey, how are you?" You've looked at their page, their Facebook page. We'll say Facebook for now. You've looked at their Facebook page. Oh, maybe you've liked and commented on some things on their page. That's how you're beginning to form a relationship with somebody. You're looking at their page, you're liking and commenting, and then what happens when you're doing stuff on their page, your stuff is going to show up on their feed when they're looking at you. So it starts with things like that, right? It starts with the very basics of making sure that you are doing anywhere from 3 to 5 posts on your social media. I don't know on Facebook, I'm going to say. Instagram, I'm still trying to learn. I'm going to talk a little bit about Instagram because apparently that's where we're all missing out. But like Jessica's on, and I think that's like her jam master jam. So we'll have her speak a little bit about Instagram. But in the purest form, you're just sort of forming relationships. What I feel like Beachbody sort of tries to pride itself on is it's the relationships with people that help us to be able to be successful in this business. And really at the heart of it, I know that we all are trying to make money. We're trying to make lives for ourselves. We're trying to pay off debt. We're trying to pay bills. We're trying to do something different because we're so passionate about how much it's helped us. And so it's our duty, it's our responsibility, it is our job to share that with other people. And I'll use your post today, Jenny. It was short, sweet, right to the point. You started back, you've lost 2 pounds, you're drinking Shakeology, you feel great, you're going to you're going to start your challenge group July 30th. It was short, sweet, to the point. It was great. So what I would say is, if anybody likes, loves, or anything like that, send them a message and say, hey, thank you so much. It's so hard to even start. Sometimes it's weird to post that stuff on Facebook. I appreciate you liking my post or loving my post or showing my post some love. It's not always easy when you're starting out or if you're starting out again. So thank you for your support, even if it's just in a like or a comment. That is how conversations get started. The next piece would be, oh, hey, what are you doing? How are you losing? Like if somebody says, oh, hey, what are you doing? How are you losing that weight? You can start a conversation with them, say on that particular post, or you could take that next step and send them a message. And then in the message that you're sending to them, you're being a little bit more detailed, where you're telling them, oh, this is what I'm doing. I started it Monday, or I started it 3 weeks ago, or I started it however long ago. And this is what's happened for me so far, and I'm excited. You're somebody that's already used the products, which I feel like is something that's a positive. So you've already used them. You know stuff works. You've done it before. You took a pause. You're back again. So I feel like that speaks volumes about you already have that in like your back pocket. So, and you could be more detailed. Like maybe you are doing some cold invites. I've had some luck every now and again, like it goes in waves where I have luck on Facebook where I'm sending out mass cold invites. Hey, I'm starting a challenge. I'm starting a health and fitness group on this day. So I try to look at their page so that I put something personal from their Facebook page in the message. You know, I've looked at your posts and I noticed that you're somebody that cares about taking care of yourself. So I thought of you. I noticed that your kids are super active and you're active with them. So I thought of you. It could be as simple as that and doing that cold, quote unquote, one. Or, you're sharing with your friends and family. I found friends and family to be harder for me than I find strangers. And I don't understand why that is for me. And a bunch of you are nodding. And I don't know why that was harder for me to try to get family or friends on board than it was quote unquote strangers. Anybody else feel like that's the same for them, or you think it's easier with family and friends?
I think if I may, part of the reason why it is harder with with family, I'm sorry, is because they know us. They've known all of our failures. They know all the times that we've given up before. You know, they know everything that we've done wrong. So we are still in the journey, right? We have not succeeded yet. So it is hard for us. We don't have the confidence to go and say, hey, this time I'm going to do it. Because they're going to come back with like, you've never done it before. Why would I follow you now? You know what I mean? And strangers, they don't know us. They don't know they only know pretty much what we've been showing now. They know since we made the commitment this one time. They don't know all the struggles that we've had before, so we don't feel like we're gonna be judged for what we did before or we didn't do before. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
I 100% agree because I feel like my
I knew you would. I knew you would.
amen on a Monday.
You and me, we're like, damn.
Yeah. No, but my cousin this past weekend just asked me to send her a challenge pack. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. And you would think that your family would be the first people to jump on and support you. But honestly, like you said, Ramses, it's like they've seen you do everything else. It took my husband 3 years to jump in with me and do this. His brother is now jumping in and doing this. So they've been watching me do this for 3.5 years and see that my success was not temporary. So it's almost exactly what you said. And they'll come.
The first people to judge you is your family. I've been doing this for about 4 years, and every time that they see me eat something that I shouldn't, they bring it up and they throw it in my face. So that's why it is, the first people to judge you is your family. And we as humans, this is where personal development comes in. We're afraid of being judged. We're afraid of rejection.
Rejection.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Rejection. Okay, so I will never forget back in the day, and I always remember this because it was pivotal for me. Like Ashley Reyes, love her. She was like so harsh in I felt like she was very harsh in the beginning. She was like, you should be asking your husband. You should be asking your sister. You should be asking your brother. That's who you should ask first, and they should want to help you and jump on board. And I was like, oh God, like, okay. And like, I'll never forget because my dad asked me what I was doing, and I was like, why don't you join me? And it was like breaking the seal of like fear by just asking him to do it. I remember Nick tried my shake, and for me, I didn't have a problem saying to him, no, MFer, you're not drinking my shake. You can get your own. Better yet, sign up as a coach, then you can help your wife out. So like certain people, I feel like it depends on who it is, like, or the relationship that I have with them. But yeah, I think sometimes it's easier for me
I think family,
strangers.
when it comes to family, I think family are, if they are going to come in, I think they're going to come in on their own. I really think that I don't know, I may be wrong, and I'm speaking because of the way my family is, but at least in my case, I think the more that I try to invite anybody from my family to join me, the more, not rejection, but like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Persistence. There is the part. Whoa, you two, get a room.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Joss.
How you doing?
There's Ramses.
Hey, Ramses.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Another guy. Looky there.
Yeah, right?
Handsome fella, too.
Yeah. Dude,
Okay, so I also want to talk about Instagram.
Wait, Maureen,
Yes.
before you talk about Instagram, I have another. I'm coming up against this in addition to the friends and family thing, and I feel like I can't be the only one. I feel like repping an MLM is in right now.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I know an obscene number of consultants for all of them. And so I think for anyone who isn't in one, or even if they are, it's almost like you go through a rotation where January is your LuLaRoe month and February is your Jamberry month. And like, if you are a consumer, it's almost like you're being overwhelmed with constantly being asked to support your friends' new businesses.
Can I?
And as a new coach myself, like that's what I feel like I'm often coming up against, because it's really easy to get what a tube of lip color will do for you. It's a little less easy to get what a $130 bag of protein powder in their minds will do for you.
That's, if I may answer to this, Maureen.
Yeah.
This is the part where I think it was already mentioned earlier. You don't sell Shakeology. You don't sell challenge packs. You don't sell any of that. You sell yourself. You sell your story. And the most important part is you connect. You connect on a very, very personal level, because there are, 1,001 coaches for a penny, So why, and we spoke about this, I think, 2 Mondays ago. Why should I go with you? What makes you special? That's the thing. What makes you special? It's like, I mean, I don't know. I think we said like nobody cares that we're posting our sweaty selfie in our Shakeologies and red heels and all that stuff. Nobody cares about that stuff, But people will care about about Martha. But people will care when you open up, and you show that there's something in you that they also are going through. When you start talking about, I don't know, like I don't know if you have kids, but if you, okay, I don't know.
No, it's okay.
Let's assume that you have kids, and you start talking about, how your kid pulled the diaper in the middle of the night and now there's poop all over the bed. And here comes all the other moms like, oh my God, that happened to me when and that's when, and you start making friends.
Well, I did just post about how I dumped a sweet potato in the trash can while I was peeling it earlier this evening.
Well, there you go. See, and those are the kind of things that that we need to do. We need to connect on a more personal level, and the business side, it's gonna come on its own. Mm-hmm. But why am I gonna choose you over Danielle?
I don't disagree. I agree with that completely. I think I'm just saying, within a lot of the closer friends that I have, we're all getting approached in some sort of really direct or indirect invite to support people in a new business venture in some form or fashion.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here real quick and I'm surprised that Melissa didn't. I'm not sure why you didn't. Because she's really good at maneuvering stuff like this.
She'll have,
yeah. All right, hook a sister up. She's like, sure, I'll help you. You help me. I help you. You help me. MLMs are like the wave of the future. There was a video, something that was done more recently, that is now the up and coming, I don't want to say profession, but yeah, that's like the up and coming like job, because people can do it in the comfort of their own home, and there's money to be made. Like, let's face it, there is money that could be made. The other piece, what makes us different than products? This literally can help people change their lives. I know sometimes it's awful to say, because there's this big wave about like everybody being comfortable in their own skin and like love the skin that you're in. And this is probably going to sound really awful right now and like crass and ignorant, but being obese, there are long-term negative effects to being obese. There are long-term negative effects on your body from being overweight. Long-term. You might not feel it right now, but it will come down the road. I work in medical social work, and that is the reality. Long-term negative effects. And I work with a lot of people that work in hospital settings. I know it's all about loving the skin that you're in, and I'm all about that too, and loving where you're at and appreciating where you're at. But listen, there's people that are mentally sick and physically sick in this country. And I'm even more passionate about this before than I was before, because of all the crap that happened with Nick. Like, let's face it, he's not on the call here, and I'm not bashing my husband, but he literally was making himself sick because he was eating himself to death. That's why all this shit went down with his health. And he is aware of that now. And I feel like I can say this because it is true. Nick was aware.
Prescriptions, right?
I'm sorry, say that again. What did you say?
Was that me?
Yeah, what did you just say?
Oh, I was talking to Mike. I asked him if he made sure he got my scripts.
Oh, I'm muting you, Michelle. So it's true. And it's not about being ignorant. Like I'm on a thread with somebody who like posts about how she feels bad for people that are that way. And like, she wants to just go and help them. It's not about feeling bad. We all on some level can relate to the person that we know that is overweight. Why? Because at one point that's been us. Maybe not to that degree, but that's been us, right? I know what it's like to be overweight. I know what it's like to have to go into the back of my closet to get the fat pants out because I can't fit into anything else, or that I have to go to the store and I have to buy something. And it isn't just about clothes, but appearance for women is something that's important. And I'm sure, Ramses, you could speak to that as well. Like, I know what that feels like.
Saying that I don't look good?
No. I'm saying, I don't know, for men, like, is it just like men don't care about the shoes, right?
Yeah.
But like, maybe you care about the fact that like your pants are digging into your gut.
Oh yeah,
That
totally.
it hurts to bend down.
Right now, I'm actually going through that. You know, I have a closet full of like nice T-shirts and stuff that I bought about a year and a half ago that I can't wear because I bought them back then when I was actually, you know, like doing really good with this, and then I let myself go. So now, you know, they don't fit. So it's either I don't wear them or I look like a chorizo, and you know, that's not a nice look.
Chorizo.
Although
So,
I'm Mexican, so
but also I want to say is sorry, Melissa, but sharing your journey in a way is also inviting. Sharing the truth of your journey and why you're on it is helping other people to see the realness of it all, and that, hey, she's doing it, I could do it too. Because that, like, I saw Dana's post. She's not on the call right now, but I saw all of her posts about working out and taking care of herself and like doing these things and feeling so much better and being able to do stuff with her daughter. And like, I saw all of those posts. That was inviting for me. Because I was like, oh, wow, she's busy. She works. She's got kids. Like, that was inviting for me too. Like, it invited me into learning.
3 years ago, I think it was, a post that Daisy made that got tons of traction. That even Autumn like reposted it. Autumn Calabrese took Daisy's post and she posted it on her page. It was about how Maggie ran into the street, and Daisy was able to like run behind her and, you know, like get her, and like, you know, like she ran into a really busy street and Daisy was able to go get her. And the whole point of this was that before Daisy started, there was no way she would have been able to run, you know, to get Maggie. Like at this point, Daisy had already lost like 200 pounds. So no, not 200, like, I don't know, a lot. She lost a lot, a heck of a lot. So that post, she didn't do any actual call to action or anything. She just shared that, but that worked as an invite because a lot of people reached out and they came and they asked, okay, so what do you guys do? Because, you know, I want to do this because I have this problem, because, you know, and that like you say, sharing your journey is, you know, is also inviting.
So I want to jump in similar, Ramses. My why started with my dad and my dad's health. At 31 years old, I was told by an open heart surgeon that I would probably have a heart attack and I'd be lucky to live past 70. And in the especially last couple of months, I've been posting a lot more of just the transformation, and all of his former students that know about his health journey and what's happening are reaching out to me. I'm blessed because my father was a very popular teacher. But it actually, even in a sense, telling part of his story and then what started me has brought in so many people. Because again, going back to that authentic and realness, just being like the idea of, you know, I watched my dad sit in a hospital multiple times and my fear is being there. And so if I can do anything, that's what I'm going to do. And sharing that, and I shared that this morning in a boot camp that I'm running with people that I don't even know. 2 of them are leads that are in that group, and they both like messaged me later being like, I am so glad that I got paired up with you because you understand it, you get it. So when you start that way, like those conversations come from it. And yeah.
Well, there's a saying in the industry that it's facts tell, stories sell. You know, you can put out there all the facts and everything. It's like, all right, cool story, bro. You know, but when you actually put out your story and you put out how is your life, and this is what it comes to in the end. I think this is the most important part, is how is my life better than it used to be before? Yes, I'm thinner. Yes, I'm healthier. Yes, my clothes fit better. Okay, how is my life any better than it was before? How
And
are these things making my life any better? You know,
and back to
Daisy was
Kristen.
able to run behind Maggie. You know, Jessica's dad is still alive. You know, and I mean, and I'm sure that everybody in here has a story, right? So that is what we need to share, the story.
And those
And
stories.
I would say, sorry, Melissa, I would say back to Kristen's point is that right there is where we beat everybody else. Because I've got a friend who, if I see one more freaking comment about how she's so close to earning her Mercedes Benz, and I love it because people are starting to call her out on it. It's all about money, 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 and shoving a product in my face versus where I'm able to your point, Ramses, being able to run in the middle of the street, being able to do my freaking push-up post that I did, and the fact that I'd never been able to do one got huge traction. And so that is the difference between us and the other MLM.
And to
Now I'm
go
going to go back to making dinner.
to the MLM point, a lot of it also comes down to money. People will spend $25 on a tube of lipstick. They will spend $75 on a dress at LuLaRoe. I've done it. And then they balk at the fact that they have to spend $160, $170 on a challenge pack to start their journey. Well, you have to add the value by your journey. And like as Ramses has said, the value of your posts is going to help them see that the money is being well spent on themselves. If you are just saying that this is a protein shake that you need to drink and do your workouts with, there's no value to them for having to purchase that challenge pack. But if you are showing all the different areas of you're saving money because you're not stopping in the morning for a coffee in a bag or a coffee, you're showing the value of healthier eating and how much it's saving on your bottom line, or how much, just anything that can add value. Because when we are getting bombarded by all these other MLMs, it is just money, money, money out of our pocket. They have to really see it as an investment in themselves.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I guess it was like last year I did a call and I said, this ain't no mascara.
Danielle, am I the only one who can hear her?
Can't hear you at all now.
No.
Is your hand covering it?
No. Is that better?
Barely.
A little bit.
Really? All right, I'll write it in the chat.
Okay. This is what I also want to say. Fear of rejection. This is probably going to be the one and only times in life where I say, get over it. No isn't always no forever. No could be no right now. No could be I'm just not ready. No could be I'm friggin' scared. No can be I don't think I can do this. You have no idea why somebody may say no. Your challenge is to try to get as many no's as possible because your no's bring you to yeses.
We had a challenge one time in my previous group, before I came to this amazing group of ladies. we had a challenge to see who could get 100 no's first.
Go for no, right?
Yeah, we went like it was like who could get 100 no's first. And out of those, I think that was probably the month when I got my highest success club number, because I got a lot of no's. But let's say if for every 20 no's that you get one yes, then, go for 200. All right, what's going on in the chat?
And I know I mentioned it last week. Am I unmuted? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I
I'm
mentioned
talking when you can't hear me say, yeah, we can hear you.
story brand. I'm going to say it again. I'm in the last chapter of it now. I read it all this week. Excellent. And it really, I'm actually going to do the homework from it. And it gives you like a framework of how you should be building your story. And really, your story is your invitation. Just like Daisy is about like improving your health for being able to be active with your kids. And I never responded to any of Danielle's invitation posts or invitation messages. I ignored her sometimes because I wasn't ready, and I felt bad saying no to her because I saw that she was busy and doing things, and if she could do it, why was I still in a place where I had excuses? Like, who was I to say no to her? So I felt bad saying no, so I stopped like responding or whatever. Like everybody does it to us now, but I can totally understand like why they do it. Because it just felt awkward. I felt like inferior. Like if she was out there and putting herself out there and doing so great, like I could have been doing as great as her if I had started when she invited me the first time. But she posted consistently about her story, whether it was an invitation post and I scrolled past because I wasn't ready for a group. I knew she was still like living the life. And when I was finally ready, I approached her. So it's planting the seeds and the story every single day consistently in some way, finding a new way to say the same thing.
So I remember when it comes to being confident in inviting, I remember, I think, a lot of you girls were there when we went to Super Saturday in New York, and we were at the restaurant, and Dana asked about inviting, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Danielle that said that she feels less inclined to inviting when she knows she's not doing what she should be doing. I think was it you, Danielle? Yeah. So I'm right there with her. I think a couple of weeks ago I reached out to Maureen and I told her that I felt like crap because I was drinking my Shakeology and I was gonna make a post about it and I just felt embarrassed to make it. I don't know if Maureen remembers that, and I just felt embarrassed because I wasn't doing anything. And it's like, okay, how am I gonna go come and talk to people about this when they haven't seen me do anything in a long time, And that's where your whole confidence comes from. I think it comes from you're using the product, you're a product of the product, you love the product, and you know that it actually works. So then you're completely confident to say, you know what, this is it. Hi, Danielle.
Oh, of course, I'm waving to you, Ramsey.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't me?
No, same thing.
No, but yeah, that's what I think. Some of the most the people who are the most successful with inviting are also some of the ones who are the most consistent.
Can you guys hear me right now? Am I
yes.
better? Okay. So yeah, but part of your story, Ramses, is that you fell off, and I think people want to see that. They want to see us go up and down. They want to know we're normal. And I'll never forget, 2 years ago, we had a baby shower at work, and I dove into a piece of cake, and literally, the entire room turned to me, and they were like, "You eat cake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I drink wine, and I have ice cream, and I do. but you're so healthy. And I'm like, healthy-ish. Yeah, like 80 to 90% of the time I am. I said, but it's about balance. Like, you think I don't eat cake? And it made me realize, like, I don't post enough about that part of my life, so you really have to show the balance. And, like, I got bronchitis the last 2 days of 80-day obsession, and it threw me for 2 weeks. I mean, I was done for 2 weeks. That was the first time I was sick in a long time. And I literally cried. And I posted about it a few times. Now, whether people truly understood the emotional and mental piece that I went through and the physical piece, because you came so far and you got thrown back, but I'm not going to pretend that I finished it. I didn't have results to post, because 2 weeks later I felt like a blob. So, they have to see that, though. They have to see your ups and downs. There's no reason, Ramses, why you can't turn around and say, listen, I fell off, and I love the products. It's just that something happened mentally or whatever, or something happened circumstantially, and I'm off, and now come back.
And people like that because nobody's perfect. And I think that they think that we are because we're coaches, or that you have to be because you're a coach. We're certainly not. Some of us even have waiters who know us at Friendlies.
Yeah.
Some of us have what?
Waiters that know us at Friendlies. Okay, this is what I want to also say, because it's like 10 to 10. Instagram. People. Instagram. That is the wave of the future. Instagram stories. Put you on your IG stories. And I listened to a training today, and this is the way that that the woman explained it, who claims that she allegedly gets anywhere from 60 to 100 Success Club points a month. Yeah. From Instagram. Okay. So what she said to me was, or to the training, she said to me, what she said to me was, your Instagram stories are your reality TV show about what is happening in your life. And she literally, like I'm a mess right now. I'm going to do myself an Instagram story after I'm done with this. I'm going to talk about how I waited all freaking day and I didn't do my workout, and now I'm stuck because I got to do it. Like, that's your reality TV.
All right, hold on. Jessica, you need to do that again so I can get a picture.
Instagram is all about, like, your Instagram page, that's supposed to be like visual and like beautiful and like eye-catching and la la la. Your Instagram stories are not. And you want to call to action. When you're doing an Instagram story, you want to call to action where you're going to where you are going to straight up, like, I'm running my next like boot camp challenge. Who's in? Comment below, or like send me a silly emoji, or like DM. I couldn't think of it. DM me, yo. DM me.
What the hell is that?
Direct message.
It's actually a Twitter term, but it's translated over to Instagram stories.
Okay.
DM me. Or like doing a poll. And what else she said was, when you're doing a poll, you do not do you want to join? Yes. No. Mm-mm. Do you want to join? Hell yes. Hell yak. Hell yes. Send me the info. Or the other one is, she's like, don't give, both options have to be yes, but like in a different way. So like, maybe
send me info.
I'm ready now, or send me info. So you're not giving them the option to say no to you. And the other thing is going through, and I suggest this for Facebook, and I also suggest this for Instagram, but especially with Instagram, go through your followers and just, when somebody follows you, send them a direct message, a DM, and say, thank you for following me. And this way they'll start to see your posts. That's what she said. Was that a lie? Your fingers up.
No. I'm going to put a caution behind that. Instagram has not cleaned up bots yet. Instagram still, Twitter, long story short, Twitter's been doing a great job trying to clean out some bots. A lot of people lost followers, blah, 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 blah. Instagram has not yet. So when you go through your followers, if you look, go to the profile and ensure it's a real, sorry, the cat wants to eat my dinner. make sure it's a real person
Gotcha.
or a brand before you reach out, because it can create problems. That was my caveat with that one.
Oh, okay. Make sure.
Did my computer freeze?
No, that's me. Sorry. I was like, is somebody singing down one of my children? But like it almost sounded like a cat was dying at the same time. Main thing is share your story. Share your story. And for Jenny, who's brand new to doing this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send messages to those people, and it could just simply be a thank you. Thank you for liking my post. It's hard enough to share sometimes, or to start out, or whatever. So thank you for the support. Sometimes that just in and of itself is your way to get conversation started that can turn into you having your next challenger, because they want to join you on July 30th. Anything else that you think is really important to add, people that are on this call?
I've got one about Instagram when it ties to hashtags, and I don't know if, I'm sure you all are seeing this. So we talked about this. I don't remember if it was, a couple weeks ago, or if it was on Melissa's team call, but when you're using hashtags, and I actually think it was this hashtag or this call, because I think Danielle brought this up, use the hashtags that you will continue to use. Mom of 3, postpartum, and they tell your story. Dad, life, summer is great, pool time. You can throw in some of the fitness ones, but realize you're going to get other Beachbody coaches, 1, that are following you, and 2, you're going to end up getting targeted that way for people that are pretty much already in the fitness industry. If you truly want to grow and find others and have that following, stick with what fits your brand. I do still have a couple in there that are about transformation, but it's not Transformation Tuesday. So just try and do that a little bit, because that'll tell your story truthfully, and you're going to get a broader range of followers versus getting people that are already in the industry. You're probably noticing right now, especially, or maybe it's just me because I have like 12 accounts, you're getting targeted with sponsored ads. If you want to do that for some reason, feel free to ask me some questions. I personally do not believe in any of them, because you're going to get a lot of bots that are just going to follow you out of them. But also be very cautious with the hashtags that you're using, because obviously I've now probably been targeted by 20 Beachbody coaches to join their team. Kind of funny, already on one. And then, because Melissa was consistent. I'm trying to think if there was anything else in regards to IG that I can and then video vertical, there's a lot of people fighting it right now in the marketing industry, but even Joel brought this up in the test group. Vertical. It is awkward. It is weird, especially when you're doing stuff on the floor. I've had to learn new angles so that it doesn't look like my boobs are falling out of shirts, but vertical. There's my advice.
Quick question about IG stories and the ability to link them to your Facebook story. Is that, like, I didn't realize that was going to do it all the time. I just wanted to share one, and now all my stories are on both platforms.
Oh, it always asks me.
I was going to say, mine always asks me. It's not an auto link. It will, if you do it enough, it will program it thinking that's what you want to do, but you can unlink it. It's just the little F at the bottom. I actually had this conversation with Melissa today. I'm not a Facebook story person. I don't actually barely even watch them. But after one stupid story post that even Maureen commented on, I got, I think, what did I tell you, Melissa, like 12 responses today. And I started a bunch of I was just in the middle of another conversation off of one. So I am going to start using Facebook, but I'm going to use marketing technology. I'm going to target them differently and not share the piece, because I think when I was dropping them over, people, because they already saw it, they saw it. So try to spice it up and not do the exact same thing on both platforms.
Okay. I hadn't even been using it, honestly, but I don't know, maybe Jessica, you and I have a side conversation. I'm aware you're not like Instagram technical support, but there are times where I feel like my Instagram doesn't have some of the features that other people's Instagram does.
And it won't. No, that is actually, so Instagram, when new things roll out, they roll out to super users first. They roll out to business accounts. They roll out different ways. So you won't have, like, I got music features instantly because, again, I am a super user on my work account. A lot of people did not get music right away, including people in the NCAA that were pissed that I had music on my personal profile. You will not get things right away, and sometimes it takes up to 6 months for full features. And
Yeah,
then
I don't
always
have polls, and it's about to drive me crazy.
make sure your apps are always up to date.
Yes, done that.
Then I don't know, because sometimes they just don't release stuff. I can't tell you. They're just mean. It's my buddy Mark. He sucks.
Fangirl moment. Whoever is doing Joel's Instagram liked my post.
Yeah, he totally has an assistant working on that crap right now. He totally does.
He's my boyfriend. It's okay.
No, we're fighting over him. We've talked about this.
Okay, anybody else have something cool they want to add, something that they think is important about inviting?
Just do it. Just jump in. You know, the water is never gonna get any warmer. You know, the water is gonna be the same, and just it's gonna hurt the first couple times, and then you're just gonna get used to it, and that's gonna be the end of it.
You want to say something?
I think she has a good idea.
She does, but she wants me to say it. Go ahead, say it to everybody. Tell Danielle. No. She said she wants to be a coach when she grows up.
Aww. I was just talking.
So she's learning.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Love you. Oh, look, everybody's waving to you. They think you're adorable.
No, where's my...
You're up way past your bedtime.
You wanna say hi?
What?
What time is your phone?
I don't know.
Say hi. Say, my name's Juliana. What's your name? Wait. They're all looking at you. Cutie.
Okay, anything else? Yes, just do it.
Sorry.
When it comes to inviting, just do it. Just ask. What is the worst that's going to happen? That somebody says no? Okay.
But it hurts.
Big deal, right? You gotta keep trying.
You have to keep trying.
Suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it up, buttercup? I don't think I would say that. I said get over it, which I really hate that line. Get over it. I hate that, but
I say suck it up, princess.
I just do. You just have to do it. That's it.
Just
like
keep
you
going.
just keep going. Because you never know who is watching, and you never know who is going to say yes.
And don't take it personally.
That's right. It is not a personal attack on you because somebody says no.
They're just
They might not. They're not ready. They don't have the money. Maybe their car broke down and they have a flat tire, and then they got another flat tire, and then they got another flat tire. That's for Lana.
Here's one that I've used about the money real quick. You know, because usually the response is, you know, people go to the, well, you know, you do this, you do that, you know, if you save on this. So usually what I say is like, okay, so money. All right. So is that the only thing that's stopping you? So if that means if you had the money, would you actually do it? And usually they're going to say yes. Yeah. If I had the money, I would do it. It's like, okay. So offer to help them figure out their budget so that they can actually do it. Because everybody is wasting money in their budgets. Everybody is wasting money in their bank accounts. Everybody has a tiny little pinhole that is dripping money every single day. You know, when I went to this, I was Daisy and I were spending over $400,000. Yeah, right. That'd be awesome.
Wow.
Over $400 in junk every month. Yeah. So instead of fighting with them, let them get rid of their own excuses, which is the money. The money part is like, okay, is that the only thing? So if you had the money, would you do it? Yes. Okay, so then let's figure out how you can get the money. Offer to help them figure out their budget. Because you're not trying to sell, you're trying to help.
Yes, perfect. And I guarantee if you ask them, they're probably getting like breakfast sandwiches and coffees from places like Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. And I'm not telling people like, oh, well, then just don't go. But instead of spending the money on like a coffee and a breakfast sandwich from Tim Hortons, you could have had your Shakeology.
And the time.
Well, you can do things like I've actually done things like this. Like there was this one girl who she was getting a coffee every morning on her way to work, and Starbucks coffee at that. So that's that was like a $4 to $8 depending on whatever crap she got. So I told her, okay, so I'm not gonna say stop getting you Starbucks. Like, can you get it every other day? She's like, yeah, I can do that. I can get it every other. So she started getting it every other day, and 2 weeks later, she got her challenge back. So she wanted to do it. She just didn't know how. Somebody's killing a dog somewhere around here. I think it might be Melly.
So, okay, anything else? Because we are at the 10:02 marker and
All
it's
right.
late.
You're late.
You're late. I feel Joel is very important.
What?
That's what Melissa has in the chat. I'm guessing that wasn't supposed to go to everybody.
Yes, it was.
Oh.
Because what you see was what you get.
Okay, I have to say this. Everybody in this room knows that I hated Joel and Jericho in quarter force, right? I did the first workout today, and I loved it. I think he does really, really good in this one.
I like that it's more of a personal trainer aspect.
Yes. It gives me like a little Tony Horton-ish vibe.
Tony Horton can kiss my butt.
Without the nonsense of Tony Horton.
You finished. Knock it off.
All right, everybody. I'm going to stop recording.